Ferrari has been making cars for over 75 years. Every single one of them powered by petrol, by combustion, by fire. But something is changing. And today, we're going to take you inside the car that is going to change Ferrari forever. Ferrari's first ever electric car has a name, and it's called the Luce. That's the Italian word for light. And that name was chosen very deliberately. Ferrari isn't just talking about electric power here. They're saying this car is meant to light the road ahead for the brand, for the drivers, and for the whole idea of what a supercar can be going forward. Light as a symbol, light as a direction, and as you'll see when we get inside this car, light as an actual design language that runs through absolutely everything. Before we go inside, let's talk about what this car actually is, because a lot of people are going to be surprised. The Ferrari Luce is not a sports car in the traditional sense. It's a four-door Grand Tourer. A GT, that means it's built to be driven every single day, not just taken out on weekends. It's comfortable enough for a long trip, but it has 1,000 horsepower sitting under the floor. 1,000 horsepower electric. This is Ferrari telling the world they're not going to compromise. Going electric doesn't mean going soft. The emotion, the speed, the feeling, that all stays. But the way it gets delivered is completely new. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Ferrari didn't just hand the interior design to their own team. They brought in two of the most famous designers in the world. Sir Johnny Ive, the man who designed the original iPhone and iPad at Apple, and Mark Newson, one of the most respected industrial designers alive. Together they work under a creative studio called Love From. When you hear that and then you step inside this car, it all starts to make sense. Because if you've ever picked up an iPhone and thought, wow, everything about this just feels right, that same thinking has been applied to every single surface inside the Luce. Tactility, clarity, nothing unnecessary. Everything exactly where it should be? Okay, let's get in here. Because this is the part that's going to blow your mind. The first thing you notice, before anything else, is that there are no big touchscreens dominating everything. And that is a statement in itself right now, in 2026. When every car maker seems to be replacing every single button with one giant glass slab. Ferrari went the other way. Every button, dial, and toggle in here is physical, mechanical. You can reach out and feel it. There's real tactile feedback when you press something. That philosophy comes straight from Johnny Ive's design work. The idea that your hands should always know exactly what they're touching. The materials are extraordinary. The surfaces are made from 100% recycled anodized aluminum, which means this car is actually more eco-conscious than it looks. And the glass panels? They use Corning Fusion 5 glass, the same ultra-hard, scratch-resistant glass you find on high-end smartphones. It's not something you've ever seen used in a car interior before. Now look at this steering wheel. It's a tribute to the classic Nardi wheels from the 1950s, those beautiful thin-spoked wheels from Ferrari's golden age. But this one is built from 19 individually CNC machined parts, and it weighs 400 grams less than a standard Ferrari wheel. That's serious engineering work just to honor a historical design. And here's something you have never seen in any car before. The instrument cluster, the entire display binnacle, is attached to the steering column. That means when you adjust the steering wheel, the instruments move with it. You always have a perfect, unobstructed view of your speed, your data, everything. Two overlapping old screens, always right in front of your eyes, no matter how you position the wheel. In the center of the cabin, there's a floating console, and on it, a control panel that's mounted on a ball-and-socket joint. You can physically tilt and angle it toward the driver or swing it toward the passenger. It's a small detail, but it says everything about how this interior was thought through. One more thing, and this one genuinely surprised me. There's a physical clock here called the multigraph. It has real hands, real independent motors, and it can transform into different instruments. A lap timer when you're on track, a compass when you're navigating, or a launch control indicator when you're about to floor it. A mechanical clock that doubles as a performance tool. That is artistry and engineering working together. Even getting the car started has been turned into something special. The key is a physical object made of glass and leather, and it has an e-ink display built into it. That's a first for any car in the world. When the key is just sitting in your pocket, it glows yellow. The moment you dock it into the car, it shifts to black, signaling that the power is transferring from the key to the car. As it does, the entire cabin lights up around you. It's not just starting a car, it's a ritual, it's a welcome. Ferrari knows that the experience of getting into a car and firing it up is part of the joy. And they weren't going to let that go just because there's no combustion engine anymore. Here's what we expect from the Luce when it officially launches. A 122 kilowatt-hours battery pack. That's a large, serious battery designed for real-world range without compromise. 1,000 horsepower, all-electric, instant torque, completely silent until the speed hits you. 4 doors and a grand touring body. This is a car you can use every day, not just on special occasions. A price in the mid-six figures, so somewhere north of $600,000. Ferrari is expected to officially unveil the Luce in the coming months, so we'll have full confirmed specs very soon. Here's what I keep coming back to. Ferrari could have built a perfectly safe, perfectly fine electric car. They could have put a big screen in the middle and called it modern. They could have played it safe. They didn't. They hired the designer of the iPhone. They used materials from the smartphone industry. They invented a key with an e-ink display. They built a mechanical clock that turns into a lap timer. They attached the instrument cluster to the steering wheel. Every single decision in this car says, we are not just following the shift to electric. We are defining what electric means at the highest level of the car world. Ferrari calls the Luce a Ferrari electric, not just an electric Ferrari. That word order matters. The emotion, the driving experience, the feeling that comes first, the technology is in service of that. Not the other way around. That's the Luce. That's the future of Ferrari. 1,000 horsepower, 0 emissions, 0 compromises. That's the Luce. See you in the next one.